Hello my dear students, myself Ranjita Das, lecturer in physics of Nalanda Vidya Mandir. So in the last class we were studying about the refraction. In that chapter we had studied about what is the concept of refraction, what is the introduction of refraction, what are the laws of refraction, that is your Snell's law, what do you mean by refractive index, what is the relation between the refractive index and the velocity of the light, and then we have discussed about how much the refracted ray is displaced when it is refracted through a glass slab. Okay, so today let us come to the next part, that is your total internal reflection. Before going to the total internal reflection, let us try to understand something. In the last class I have already told that the medium is two types, right? Based upon the refractive index, the medium is two types. One is the rarer medium and another one is the denser medium. So when a ray of light moves from rarer medium to denser medium, suppose this is the rarer medium and this is the denser medium. This is the denser medium. So if a ray of light moves from the rarer medium to denser medium, mu1, mu2 and mu2 is greater than mu1. Then we already have discussed that the ray will bend towards the normal, right? The ray will bend towards the normal. If this is your angle of incidence I and this is your angle of refraction R, then how much the ray is deviated? The ray is deviated through I minus R. Okay? Because if the second surface is not present, the ray would have passed through this path. Due to the presence of the second medium, the ray has been traveled through this path. So how much the ray is deviated? This one. So I minus R. What is the reverse case? If the ray is moving from the denser medium to the rarer medium, suppose this is a denser medium. If the ray is moving from the denser medium to rarer medium, then what will happen to the incident ray? This is the incident ray. The ray after refraction will bend away from the normal. It will bend away from the normal. If this is the angle of incidence I and this is the angle of refraction R, then what is the angle of refraction? This is R. So we can get that R is greater than I. Here I is greater than R. So when the ray is moving from denser medium to rarer medium, it bends away from the normal. So what will be the angle of deviation? If the second medium is not present, the ray would have travelled through this path. Now due to the presence of this one, it has been travelled through this path. So what is the angle of deviation? R minus I. Okay. Now as the angle of incidence increases, the angle of refraction also increases. Suppose this is, let us take this one as the denser medium and this is the rarer medium, this is the normal. Suppose it is having the refractive index mu1, it is having the refractive index mu2. Now mu2 is greater than mu1 because I have considered this one as the denser medium and this one is the rarer medium. Suppose a ray of light, or suppose the object is present in the denser medium. Now, when a ray of light moves from the denser medium to the rarer medium, suppose this is the incident ray, then the ray will bend away from the normal, right? This is angle of incidence I1, this is angle of refraction R1. Let us increase the angle of incidence. So what will happen? If the angle of incidence will increase, then what will happen to the angle? At this point, this is the normal. The angle of refraction also increase. This is your I2 and this is your R2. So if the angle of incidence goes on increasing, the angle of refraction also goes on increasing. Gradually, one stage will come. For a given angle of incidence, the angle of refraction will be 90 degree. The angle of refraction will be 90 degree. At this point, let this is the normal angle of incidence I3 and this is your 90 degree equal to R3. All of you are getting? So when the object is in the denser medium, then the ray of light is moving from the denser medium to the rarer medium. For a given angle of incidence, let R1 is the angle of refraction. As the angle of incidence goes on increasing, the angle of refraction also goes on increasing. For a given angle of incidence, for a certain angle of incidence, or a condition will arise where for some angle of incidence the angle of refraction is 90 degree, and at this position the angle of incidence is known as critical angle. At this position the angle of incidence is known as critical angle. So what is critical angle? It is the angle of incidence in the denser medium for which the angle of refraction is 90 degree. All of you clear? So what is critical angle? The angle of incidence in the denser medium. The angle of incidence in the denser medium for which the angle of refraction is 90 degree. Okay. So next. So after the critical angle, if the angle of incidence is made more than the critical angle, then what will happen? Let us see. If the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, this is at this position, let a ray which falls normally will be refracted normally, because if I equal to 0, then R equal to also 0. So if the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then what will happen? What do you think that it will have? What will happen? Already the angle of refraction is 90 degree. So after, if the angle of incidence will increase more than critical angle I4 greater than theta c. Let us take the critical angle as theta c. If I4 is greater than theta c, then the ray will move into the same medium. And this phenomena, due to which the refracted ray will move to the same medium, it is the phenomena like reflection. So this part is known as TIR, total internal reflection. All of you clear? So what is total internal reflection? Next, let us give the heading total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. In the short form, we say it as TIR. What is the condition of the total internal reflection? Conditions. The ray must travel from denser medium to rarer medium, as we have discussed. I have seen in the diagram. The ray must move from rarer medium. Suppose this is the object. It will bend away from the normal. This is 90 degree. I1, R1, I2 equal to C. At this position the angle is known as critical angle. If the angle of incidence is more than the critical angle, the ray will reflect into the same medium, and this is known as total internal reflection. So what are the condition of the total internal reflection? The ray must move Very important question this one. The ray must move from denser to rarer medium. The ray must move from denser to rarer medium. And second condition, the angle of incidence. The angle of incidence, which one? This one. Must be greater than the critical angle, theta c. Must be greater than critical angle. The angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle. Okay. So based upon this, if these two conditions satisfy, then only there can be total internal reflection, or the refracted ray will travel into the same medium, which is known as total internal reflection. So how we can define total internal reflection? TIR. The phenomena due to which a ray of light moving from denser medium to rarer medium is sent back into the same medium when the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle theta c. So all of you clear now? The phenomena due to which a ray of light moving from denser medium to rarer medium is sent back to the same medium. Same medium means which medium? To the same denser medium when the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle. Okay? So I hope all of you are clear now. What is critical angle? What is the condition of the total internal reflection? And what is total internal reflection? Next, let us find the expression for the critical angle or relation between the refractive index and the critical angle. Relation between mu and theta. Refractive index and the critical angle. Let us take this one is having the refractive index mu1, this one having the refractive index mu2. This is the rarer medium and this is the denser medium. Okay. So now let us consider this one at which the angle of incidence is critical angle and the angle of refraction is 90 degree. What I can write by the Snell's law? Snell's law, sin I 2. Let us take. This is your, let us take R2 equal to 90 degree. Sin I2 by sin R2 equal to mu1 by mu2. Okay. Sin I2 by sin R2 is mu1 by mu2. What is sin I2? Sin I2 is nothing but your theta c, that is the critical angle. What is R2? Sin 90 degree equal to mu1 by mu2. If the rarer medium is air, if mu1 equal to 1 and let us take mu2 equal to mu, which is the absolute refractive index of the medium, what we can write? Sin theta c is 1 by mu, or mu equal to 1 by sin theta c. This is the relation between the refractive index and the critical angle. This is a very important formula for the total internal reflection. So mu equal to 1 by sin theta c. Now what is the refractive index? I can write mu equal to c by v. Already we have discussed in the first class. So mu equal to c by v is 1 by sin theta c, or sin theta c is equal to v by c. Okay, or we can, if two medium are there, then v denser medium by v rarer medium is equal to mu rarer medium by v denser medium. Okay, so this is the relation, this is the expression, or we can find out the critical angle if the refractive index is given, or if the refractive index, if the critical angle is given, we can find out the refractive index of the medium by simply calculating from this formula. So this is the relation between the critical angle and the refractive index. Next. So hope all of you are clear about the total internal reflection. Next, let us come to application of the total internal reflection. Application of TIR. So in our day-to-day life, what are the applications we see due to total internal reflection? So what is total internal reflection? Let us discuss in brief that whenever the light is, the object is in the denser medium, or the ray is moving from the denser medium to the rarer medium, and the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, in that case the light is returning to the same medium, and this phenomena is known as the total internal reflection. What are the basic conditions for the total internal reflection? The ray must move from denser medium to rarer medium, and the angle of incidence must be greater than the critical angle. Then what is critical angle? The critical angle is the angle of incidence in the denser medium for which the angle of refraction is 90 degree. So the basic requirement for the total internal reflection is the ray must be moving from the denser medium to the rarer medium, and the angle of incidence must be greater than the critical angle. So what are the application of total internal reflection? First, sparkling of diamond. Why the diamond sparkle? Why the diamond shine? What is the reason? It is not that the natural diamond will shine. It is the special cutting of the diamond by the machine which makes it to shine a lot. What is the reason of the diamond to shine? For the diamond, the refractive index is mu equal to 2.4. For the diamond, the refractive index is 2.4. So we can calculate the critical angle. If you can calculate, then theta c you will get 24.4 degree. Thus, when the diamond is cut, it is cut in such a way that whenever a ray enters the diamond, it falls at an angle greater than the 24.4 degree. So when the ray enter into the diamond, it suffer multiple reflection. The diamond is cut like this. Okay, so whenever the ray enters, then as the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, it suffers multiple total internal reflection. So whenever a ray comes out of it, then we can see that the diamond is sparkling. Okay. So this is the reason why the diamond shine or why the diamond dazzle. Okay. Next, let us come to the second condition, that is, generally in the hot area or in the desert we see a phenomena called mirage. What is mirage? It is the feeling that presence of water at some place is known as mirage. Why some feel that there is presence of water? Because whenever you see an object at a distance place, like this is a tree at a distance place, this is the ground. Try to understand. So whenever one see an object at a distance, then its inverted image is created at the same position. I will say how it is created. So here it brings the feelings that yes, there is a pond or water at this position due to which the object and an inverted image is created. Okay, this is known as mirage. How it is created? See, suppose a person is looking at this tree. As it is a very hot summer or in the desert, generally the atmosphere near to the ground becomes hot. The temperature increase. So what will happen? The refractive index decrease. If the refractive index decrease, then it behave like a rarer medium. So the lower portion of the atmosphere which is in contact with the ground, it acts as a rarer medium, and as the height of the atmosphere increases, the temperature gradually decreases. When the temperature gradually decreases, the refractive index is more, so it acts like a denser medium. So the lower part acts as the rarer medium and the upper part acts as the denser medium. Now when a person wants to see a distant object or a tall tree, then the ray is coming from this position. So when the ray is coming from this position, it is moving from the denser medium to rarer medium. When the ray will reach to the person's eye, the person is able to see the image. So gradually it bends away from the normal, and finally there is a certain angle of incidence for which the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, and in that case the ray will be total internal reflected and it will reach the person's eye. But for the person, the image, he feels that the image is at this position. Okay, so he feels that the image is at this position. So how the man will feel? That yes, there is an object and an inverted image of this one. So here it brings the feel that the presence of water at this position. This is known as mirage. All of you clear? Next, another application, that is totally reflecting prism. What is totally reflecting prism? An isosceles prism having the refracting angle 90 degree is known as totally reflecting prism. Why the name is totally reflecting prism? Because in this one, this is isosceles prism having the angle of refraction 90 degree. Because all the reflected rays, all the incident rays are reflected. There is no loss of energy of the reflected rays. If there is no loss of energy, then the intensity of the image does not decrease. But during the reflection, there is loss of energy. So, in comparison to the reflection, the image formed by the isosceles prism or the totally reflecting prism is more, or here the intensity is more. How it occurs? Generally, we know that the refractive index of glass is 1.5. Based upon mu equal to 1 by sin C, if we calculate the critical angle, we will get the critical angle as 41.8 degree. Now, if the angle of incidence is greater than 41.8 degree, then it will undergo total internal reflection. Suppose this is a ray of light. Now, this is the normal. As it is a refracting prism, as it is the refracting angle is 90 degree. So, this will be your 45 degree. So as the 45 degree is greater than the critical angle, it will be total internal reflected. Okay. If there is an object like this, then this ray will move to this position. At this position, this is the normal. This is 45 degree greater than the critical angle. Then it will move through this path and it will reach here. So you will get the image like this. So you can turn the image by 90 degree by using the totally reflecting prism. If you are asked to rotate the object by 180 degree, also we can use the prism in this manner. This is also a isosceles prism having refracting angle 90 degree. Suppose the object is present here. So this is the incident ray. After reflection, it will reach to this point. After reflection, this is 45 degree. Again at this position, it is 45 degree. So again total internal reflected and it comes to this position. So the ray which comes from here, it will be total internal reflected at this position because 45 degree is the angle of incidence and 45 degree is greater than 41.8 degree. And it reaches here. Then from this position it reaches here. So the image is seen like this. So the angle has been diverted through 180 degree. This is another example of the use of the totally reflecting prism. Okay, next. Let us solve one question. This is also based on the application of the total internal reflection. A luminescent object is placed at a depth d in an optically denser medium of refractive index mu. Prove that the radius r of the base of the cone of light from the object which can emerge out from the surface is r equal to d by root over mu square minus 1. Okay. So what it is asked? A luminescent object is placed at a depth d in an optically denser medium. Suppose this is a medium. It is placed at a depth d. Suppose at this position the object is kept and this depth is your d. Of refractive index mu, its refractive index is mu. Prove that the radius r of the base of the cone of light from the object which can emerge out from the surface. So which ray can emerge out? Only when I is less than c, because if I is greater than c, then the ray will move into the same medium. Total internal reflection will occur and one cannot see the image. So every ray, this is the angle, suppose this is the critical angle 90 degree, and from this one, this is the critical angle and the refraction angle is 90 degree. So now this cone, only this much we can see, or through if the bulb is there, then the light can emerge from this portion only. After this one, the light will enter into the same medium and it will not be visible, or it will not move out of the medium. So this, the base of the cone is this one. It is asked that prove that the base of the cone, so this is the angle of incidence C. If this angle is C, then this angle is C, and this is the radius R. It is asked to find out the radius R. All of you clear about the diagram? Okay, so let us compare this triangle. Which triangle? Let us give the name OAB. Theta C is the critical angle, theta C. So let this is the midpoint. This point is D. So in ODB triangle, tan theta C is equal to BD by OD. Okay, so tan theta C, what is BD? BD is R, OD is D. So tan theta C equal to R by D. So sin theta C by cos theta C is equal to R by D. We already know that if it is total internal reflection, then sin theta C is 1 by mu, by the relation between the critical angle and the refractive index. So 1 by mu divided by, what is cos theta C? Root over 1 minus sin square theta C. So 1 minus 1 by mu square, square root, is equal to R by D. Let us solve it. So 1 by mu divided by root over mu square minus 1 by mu. Mu cancel, equal to R by D. So what is R? That implies R equal to D by root over mu square minus 1. This is an important question, and based on this one you can get the numerical also. If there is a fish present at this position, then how much part of the world it can see? So which part it can see? The ray which will move out of the medium. So it can see the world only through this one. Okay, like this you can get the numerical based upon this concept. Okay, all of you clear? So in this class we have studied about the total internal reflection, what is critical angle, what are the condition of total internal reflection, what are the application of the total internal reflection, that is your mirage, dazzling of the diamond, and the totally reflecting prism, then this question. Okay, hope all of you are clear now. Thank you.